All right, folks, my friends, still driving. Beautiful day. Road is nice and clean and clear. You can probably in the back of me see the road going by. Absolutely a gorgeous morning. My favorite time of the day. Anyway, and you know, it always has been. Even when I was a little kid, I loved to get up. We lived when I was really young in close to Minneapolis, in a suburb out on Lake Minnetonka, where my grandfather had built a house with his own two hands. My mother's brother still lives in that house, and my family lived there for a time, and I have fond memories of being there and getting up early, grabbing my fishing pole, and going down to the lake and catching fish. So anyway, I love the mornings. But I wanted to throw another passage at you from the Gospel of St. Thomas. And if you remember in the last video, we kind of talked about who Thomas was, and that he had followed Christ to India and began his ministry over there, building a church, created, of course, the Christian Church of India, and he was murdered. And he is buried there in the church that he founded. But anyway, one of the passages where he's quoting Christ is really, really interesting. At least it is to me. I hope it is as interesting to you as it is to me. And so, you know, Thomas asks him about, you know, people's thought processes and whatnot, and how to talk to people to get them to comprehend, you know, this new teaching. Because remember, what they were doing was preaching at that time, early on, to other Jews in order to get them to recognize that, you know, Jesus was the Christ. And so it's interesting because Christ or Jesus, however you want to term it, responds to him and says, "He who understands himself is superior to the whole world." What does that mean? That means if you really understand who you are, your own limitations, your biases, your belief systems that are ingrained in you, if you really understand that, the more you know, the more you realize you don't know. And you'll be open to other things that get presented to you, rather than, you know, plugging your ears and, you know, screaming in a high voice so that none of what other people are saying can get through to you. So, yeah. But I also think about it from another point of view, in that it is so very close to things that are said in both Hinduism and in Buddhism. In fact, I don't have the quote right here in front of me, so I won't throw it at you because I don't want to get it wrong. But Gautama basically says almost exactly the same thing. And of course, we have talked about the scrolls of Isa before, and if you haven't watched those videos out on YouTube or read the translations of those scrolls, I recommend doing so. Again, he who understands himself is superior to the whole world, because most of the world is filled with bias and gobbledygook and people trying to convince you of things that put controls on you, and those things, as we've spoken of so many times, are not of God. Anyway, quick short video, throwing that at you. I hope you like it. Think about it. And that's all I got to say about that. I watched Forrest Gump last night. Stuck in my head. Love that movie. I'll probably watch it a dozen times. Anyway. Alright. My friends, I'll chat with you later. Oh, hey. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe. Really, sharing is the biggest thing. I'm trying to get some traction here, and so the more that you can help me by sharing it out there with people who, might enjoy watching it, and give them a chance to be superior to the whole world. All right. Again, I'll chat with you later.